Hey guys, first of all, sorry, I'm having some technical issues, so I'm gonna have to make a video of the video that I made. So I'm sorry about this little box right here. I don't think it's gonna go away, but hopefully you'll hear everything okay. And I'm gonna try and hold still the best I can.
Hey guys, hopefully you're doing pretty well with those trig functions that or that you learned yesterday. What we're going to do today is we are going to use the calculator to help us find some missing parts. So yesterday we talked about using the Pythagorean theorem if you're missing one of the sides, to find that third side to be able to find all of the trig functions. This time we're not necessarily going to be looking for all 6 of the trig functions. We're going to use one of the trig functions to find a missing piece that's given to us. And in order to do this, you need at least 2 pieces to either 2 sides or a side and an angle. We haven't done an example yet where we have an angle measurement, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So if we have this triangle here, and I'm given that this angle right here is 52 degrees, and this side next to it is 6, and this side over here is x. So this is all information given to us. What they're asking us to find is this side length x over here, using that it's a 52-degree angle, it's a right triangle, and that last side over there is 6. So we need to use what we know about trig functions to identify what trig function we're going to use. So I need to label what each of these sides are. So from this 52-degree angle is what we're looking from. So the one that's going to be across from it, this is my opposite, and the one next to it is the adjacent. And I know this is adjacent and not hypotenuse because hypotenuse is over there across from that 90-degree angle. So now I know that I have adjacent and opposite. I want to think to myself, well, you know what? What trig function uses opposite and adjacent? So I'm going to think back to SOHCAHTOA, or use your notes, and I'm going to see that I want to use tangent. So I'm going to write, tangent, and this time we're not using theta, and we're not using the label for the angle measurement. I actually know the angle measurement, so it's going to be tangent of 52 degrees. And tangent of 52 degrees is actually going to give you a number. It is a number. It's going to be that equivalent of what the ratio would be. And so we are going to set that equal to the ratio. So we want opposite on top, so that would be x over 6. Now I want to solve for x. So in order to do this, I need to get x all alone. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. And so that's going to give me 6 multiplied by the tangent of 52 degrees. And that's going to give me x. So this is where it's going to come, our calculator is going to come in handy. I'm literally just going to type in my calculator. I'm going to type 6 times, and then I'm going to hit the tangent button, and then I'm going to type 52, and then I'm going to hit enter, and hopefully that is going to give you 7.7. If it doesn't give you 7.7, it's probably going to be one of 2 things. One choice, you did something wrong. But I'm actually going to go on the limb here and say you didn't do anything wrong. It was the mode of your calculator. So that's the other thing that it could be, is your mode. So if you look on your calculator screen, and I'm sorry guys, I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm doing this off my memory, there should be a button, like if this is your screen, there should be a button somewhere around in here that says mode. You possibly might have to hit the second button and then the mode. I don't remember. But you're going to come up with a whole bunch of things on your screen, and some of them are going to be highlighted. Okay, so you're going to want to look where it says degree and radian. You want it to be in degree. So make sure degree is highlighted. So you use your little cursor, you go down and make sure that's covered, and then you hit enter, and that's going to make sure degree is your mode. And then you can go back, try it again, and hopefully you'll get 7.7. All right, let's look at another example. So this triangle is flipped around a little bit, but it's still the same thing. So I'm looking for this side x. I have a 33-degree angle, and I have another side 7. So I have to label my 2 sides. So if I'm looking from this angle, opposite is over here, so I have nothing there. Adjacent is over here, and hypotenuse is straight across from that right angle. Hopefully you guys are getting pretty quick at being able to identify those. All right, so now I have adjacent and hypotenuse. I'm hoping you also can identify what trig function you're going to use. If you need to write SOHCAHTOA again at your paper, go for it. I'm hoping you guys can identify that we need to use cosine in this example. So cosine, again, it's going to be of 33 degrees. I'm going to set it equal to that proportion. In this case, it's going to be 7 over x because it's adjacent over hypotenuse. Now this one's a little bit different because now x is in the denominator. So my solving of it is going to be slightly different. I still need to get that x all alone, but it's in the denominator. I can't have it in the denominator, so I have to multiply both sides by x. So now I have x times cosine of 33 degrees. It's going to equal 7. X is not all alone here. But remember, cosine of 33 is just a number. So if I have a number multiplied by x and I need to get x all alone, how can I get rid of that number? Yes, by division. Thank you, you geniuses. So cosine of 33 degrees, I'm going to divide that from both sides. So I get x over here, and that's literally what I'm going to type in my calculator. I'm going to type in 7 divided by cosine of 33. And hopefully when you type that in your calculator, you are going to get 8.3. And that's what that missing side is. All right, so now what we're going to be looking at, we used the calculator to find a missing side given an angle measurement in one side. This time we're going to use the calculator to actually find out what that angle measurement is given two sides in a trig function. So in this example, it's asking us to find angle n. So angle n is up here. This is where we're looking at, right? And so what I still need to do is I still need to label what are my sides from that angle. So from angle n, we have the opposite, which is over here for 6. You guys know what 10 is? I hope you guys got hypotenuse. High five for those of you who did. Air high five from different times. Sorry. All right, so we have opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm hoping you guys are identifying that we need to use the sine function. I don't know what my angle measurement is, so we call that sine of n. So I'm going to set that equal to our ratio. So we got 6 over 10. So now, you guys are actually going to love this. On your calculator, here's what you're going to do. You're going to hit the second button. Then you're going to hit your sine function. So it's really kind of using that sine with that little -1 over it. And then you're going to type in, so a little parenthesis should pop up in your screen. You're going to type 6 divided by 10 and end that parenthesis. And then you hit enter. And when you do that, you should come up with 36.9. And then that's degrees. And if it's not, again, check your mode. And that's all you guys do for this. Isn't that fantastic? All right, let's look at one more example. All right, so here, I forgot to tell you guys, we're looking for angle B. So looking at here, we want to find out where angle B is. It's over here. I want to know what that angle measurement is. So I need to identify what these sides are. 16 is across from my 90-degree angle, so this is my hypotenuse. 8 is right next to B, so this is my adjacent. So I'm using adjacent and hypotenuse. And again, if I need to write it down, I will. Adjacent and hypotenuse, so I'm using cosine. So we have cosine of angle B. I don't know what that is yet, but I do know that it is going to be equal to 8 over 16. And in my calculator, I'm going to type second cosine, so it looks like that little -1 after it. And then my parenthesis comes up, and I do 8 divided by 16, and parenthesis, hit enter, and we should get 60 degrees. All right, that's it for today, guys. Good luck on your practice.